Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Kerrigan.
Thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. My name is Kerrigan, and here we are with another very, very cool show of Witch Talk. And this time, it's all about a book that just came out, and it's very, very good, and it's very interesting. And there's a lot of questions that I have for our guest, and it's a very interesting subject. Also, we do have not only witch reads with our lovely Indigo Astrea, but we do have this time Pentaculum, Witch Talk Pentaculum with Master Nestor, talking about the use of the pentacles of the Key of Solomon and how can we use them and what they mean and all of that. So it's very, very exciting, an exciting show. Now, before we go anywhere, just let me just tell you how you can contact Witch Talk. Here we go. So, you want to know how to keep in touch with everything Witch Talk? Go to www.witchtalkshow.com and follow all the latest news. Listen directly to the show and enjoy it. If you're on the move, take Witch Talk with you by subscribing to our Witch Talk podcast on iTunes or by following us on Podomatic Witch Talk site.
Off air still.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And I was like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I checked with the people in this chat room, and they aren't seeing anything either yet.
Okay, so tell me now.
Yep.
Is it on? Is it on? Yes? Someone tell me, please.
Yes.
Okay.
It's on, Kerrigan.
Okay. Okay, so here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Kerrigan.
Technology and technology. Technology. Welcome to Witch Talk. My name is Kerrigan. Technology, sometimes it's very, very tricky. So now we are on the air, finally transmitting something. And today is a very special show because we have a very special guest with us. He has been in Blog Talk Radio with us. Now he is here on Ustream with us also. He's a fantastic author alongside with his wife, and they just came out with this fantastic book that I have a lot of questions about, and it will be a fantastic interview. Now, we also have, besides Witch Reads with our lovely Indigo Astrea, we have also Master Nestor with Pentaculum, and he is going to tell us about all the some of the pentacles of the Key of Solomon and the ways that we can actually use them. So it will be a very, very good show, I'm sure. Before we go anywhere, let me just tell you how you can contact us on Witch Talk. Here we go. So, you want to know how to keep in touch with everything Witch Talk? Go to www.witchtalkshow.com and follow all the latest news. Listen directly to the show and enjoy it. If you're on the move, take Witch Talk with you by subscribing to our Witch Talk podcast on iTunes or by following us on Podomatic Witch Talk site by going to witchtalk.podomatic.com. Don't forget to join us on Ustream Crowd. Go to www.ustream.tv/channel/witchtalk-show. Miss the show? Don't worry. Every show will be recorded and available for you to watch or listen both in Ustream and Podomatic. Witch Talk will air every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or approximately 9 p.m. in most Europe. Now, live in video, watch us on Ustream. Follow us on Twitter at Karagan, K-H-A-R-A-G-A-N with an H after the K, or send us an email at witchtalkshow@gmail.com. Now back to the show. And back to the show it is. Here we are again. Now, before we go into our fantastic witch reads, which actually today it's not about a book, it's about something else. I want to tell you about our websites. Now, you do know that we have a Facebook page that you can like, if you like, and you can also listen to the show and watch the show directly from this page here, and you just click on Ustream Live, and you're in Facebook and watching our show. So it's amazing. You don't even have to go out of Facebook, because I know that some people can find the site and blah blah. Another thing is our Witch Talk show website, which is www.witchtalkshow.com. And I had a lot of emails. People don't really know how they can download the MP3s, because some people just want the MP3s. They don't want the iTunes. So it's very, very easy. We have here a link that now says podcast, subscribe, or download the MP3 files, and you just have to click here, and it's all done. So you can just download it, or if you want, you can subscribe to the iTunes if that's your method of getting the Witch Talk show. Don't forget that this is a video show, but you can also get it just in the sound format by subscribing to the iTunes, or by getting our podcast and MP3 files. So that's basically it. The other thing that I wanted to show you is our apparel. And the apparel that we have is just with the sole intention of helping us with some production expenses that we have. So we have t-shirts and all of that. So I don't think that it's a good thing for people to actually ask for money without anything in return. So there we are. We are just doing t-shirts and bags and, I don't know, so many things, aprons and mugs and, sweatshirts, anything that you can imagine, and you can actually do yourself or put the logo in something else and buy something to help us here on Witch Talk. So that's basically it. The other thing that I want to talk about, it's a fantastic website that I just discovered recently. It's called Lucycraft, and it's actually a website that it's from someone in Portugal. So this is a Portuguese website. They do this in Portugal. This is all products that are handmade, and it's just an amazing thing. They have a lot of things, like for instance horns. That it's something that you can't really find easily. Another thing that they have is glass. So I'm just going to go here on their shop and show you, because they have a lot of stuff. They have wood boxes, they have glass, they have special editions also. They have horns here, they have mortal impessals here, which is fantastic, and they have Book of Shadows of leather. Basically the main thing for them is leather and horns, and also glass and wood. So it's very nice. Let me just show you some of the pouches. They are absolutely gorgeous. Here we are. Some of the pouches so that you can see it. This is one of them. This is another one. They have more things. It's just an amazing page. So this is www.lucycraft.com, and that's LUSICRAFT.com, and it's an amazing way for you to actually get some fantastic products that otherwise you couldn't have. And they ship everywhere. So if you're in America, if you are anywhere in the world, they ship you all of this. and a very, very nice price. So this is in euros in here, but I'm sure that they will convert it into dollars or any other currency that you want. So that's basically it. They do have a gallery here about other products that they have and all of that. So and news also, they have news and all of that. So here you can see all the little you know, boxes that they have with the beautiful knotted work, Celtic knotted work with runes, and even with a Tor model with you know, a little box with little compartments that you can use to store, you know, your jewelry, for instance. That's very nice. So it's very beautiful work, and I think that they are absolutely amazing when they do this, and it's really something that it's very well made and very well maintained, and it's a fantastic quality work that I think that, you know, you should look at. So that's basically it, and let's go now to our fantastic witch talk, witch reads with Indigo Estrella, and see what she has to say today. And I'm sure it's not a book, so let's see.
Witches talk about which books witches read. With Indigo Estrella. Witch reads.
Hello, Indigo.
Hello, Kerrigan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Did you like
wonderful.
Did you like this website of Lizzie Craft? Isn't that
I
amazing?
did, and you know, we have a user in the chat room named Lucy Craft.
That's him.
Aha! Well, it looks really, really interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna check it out after the show for sure.
Yeah. And all of this is handmade, so it's very interesting, and it's made by craftsmen and women probably in Portugal, and it's absolutely amazing. Why are we black? Oh, I know. So today is a day of a different thing. We have something called the King Solomon cards, right?
Yeah, the King Solomon Oracle cards.
Oh, yeah.
And they were created by, it was a collaboration. Isaac Mizrahi is a renowned Kabbalist and metaphysical expert. And the artist is Orna Ben Shoshan. And she is, she's universally known as a really good artist. And she actually created this deck by channeling. So this is a channeled artwork deck, which I love. I know we just recently talked about channeled art and channeled literature on our Witch Talk Conjure, so I thought that was pretty appropriate. I didn't even tell you that this was a channeled deck.
No, you didn't.
So
was that your revenge because I didn't told you on Witch Talk Conjure?
Perhaps.
Okay.
I have surprises of my own.
Okay, that's good. And the cards look lovely. They really look very interesting.
They are. They're beautiful. They're standard size, so they're you know, smaller than, for example, Philip Cargam's Oracle cards, which are huge. These fit very nicely into the hand. The thickness of the card is absolutely perfect. They're on the firmer side, so they don't feel too flimsy, and I can actually shuffle it and get some good resistance to it. I feel like they're going to hold up for some years. They're very nice and brightly colored. It's pretty vibrant, and the artwork it's very
surreal.
Yeah, it's trippy. I think that's the best word. It's surreal and trippy. You know, it's kind of almost like the, you know, Dolly meets Kabbalah at times.
Yes.
I mean, there's an image that's showing right now on my screen. It's like, you know, women standing with, like, you know, just the framework of a head. So, I mean, it's very interesting. Now, the problem with me is that what it says in the little white booklet that it comes with, the description, it's very different than what I divined from the card's intent. You know, for example, I've seen one that's, you know, it's supposed to be for healing, but there's a man that's hiding underneath, like, a veil. So that's...
This is very strange.
Yeah, it's kind of like a you know, it's very disjointed in the meaning. The other thing that I'm really interested in knowing is where the origins of these symbols are, because to me, they look very similar to the pentacles you can find in the Key of Solomon. And, you know, the authors have even said that they're Goetic symbols used to invoke, they said pagan, but we do know that Goetic means that it's invoking angels and demons. And it's the script on the bottom incorporates, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but on the bottom right, usually, it depends on the placement
well, let me
of the
see.
art.
This one is not really good. This one is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
You can see the little white script. That also incorporates the Kabbalistic 72 names of God in the script. And so it's used to represent unique strengths and are written in angel writing. And in the deck, there are 4 separate, what is the name of these cards? There are 4 separate amulet cards. And they have a Goetic symbol, and they're written in angels writing, and there's a description of each of them. The first one's livelihood, the second is relationships, there's health, and then the fourth is security and protection. Now, on the back, you're supposed to write your name on it and then carry it with you wherever you go. And they say that within 21 days, you can usually feel the effect, and after 40 days, the sacred power can be sensed quite noticeably. So it includes that in the deck, and that's not supposed to be used as a part of your regular spreads. So I find that very interesting. I haven't had the proper amount of time to try it out and tell you if that works yet, though.
Maybe we should do an experiment. You just do that, and then we'll see if something happens.
It works. I'll see you in about 40 days.
Exactly.
But I would be really interested in knowing where the symbols are each of the symbols originate from and what the symbols mean.
I think that the symbol, the pentacles are from the Key of Solomon.
That's what I would think, but they don't say
they are. I know that they are, but
because I've seen them. They look very, very similar to what I've seen and used in the Key of Solomon.
Well, Linus can tell us that when he comes up, so he can tell us about this and see if this is really. I mean, I think that they are. They are. Yeah. The pentacles.
I mean, they look very, very similar, and that would make sense why they would call it King Solomon Oracle card.
Of course.
Well, but there's nothing mentioned from the authors, so I would,
Do they say this is the Solomon pentacle of the sun? So I would think that it would be exactly what they're using, and then I think that what they're using on the angelic here, I don't even know if this is the right. I mean, I don't know if this is a normative writing, angelic writing, but still, I mean, I think that it's very beautiful. And the cards, do the cards come with a little? Well, they do, but do they explain what each one says and what means?
The card number 5 that you have on there right now, it says it's giving and receiving. So there's a balance and give and take between two people without keeping score.
That's very good. That's very good. What about the next one? Let's see what the next one is. Number 2.
Number 2? Mm-hmm. Yes. Number 2 is livelihood, work, career, money, or accumulation of wealth. So it's earning money through work, making a good living, a successful and lucrative career, money made through business deals.
And I'm sure that this is connected with the pentacle and probably with the script on the bottom of it. So it's very interesting. I never saw anything like this.
Isn't it very interesting? I think that's the only deck I've ever seen that incorporates the pentacles and Goetic symbols and also angelic scripts into an oracle deck. I think it's very fascinating.
This takes Oracle to another dimension.
Doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
So it's very interesting. So how many cauldrons do we have here?
I'm going to give it 4 cauldrons.
Wow.
It's not the full 5 because I do have some big question marks.
Okay.
But I think that the deck is fantastic. It's very nice and firm. Like I said, it'll hold up for many years to come. It includes these 4 amulet cards, which I think they're really interesting. It's like an added bonus. And also, I would see this deck being used more for the intuitive readers than for literal. Because, like I said, there's a big question mark on some of the cards that there's a disconnect for me.
And maybe this would be something that someone who is related with ceremonial magic can actually relate to.
Yeah. Ceremonial magic, the Kabbalah.
Yeah, yeah.
I would believe even the certain spiritualists that have an interest in the Key of Solomon or
Yeah. No.
Jewish mysticism would find a lot of interest in this.
Absolutely amazing. I just love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the big questions that you have then? Because I really
well,
want
just some of the cards, like I said, there's a big disconnect. I mean, the two ones that we read, there's not that much of a question, but I think it was actually card 20 that you have open right there.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
It's negotiation.
Oh.
So they're standing there with kind of a see-through table standing up. They're each holding at their own table.
It's very interesting.
It's, like I said, it's very trippy.
It is, it is.
But, and I don't know what that seal in the corner means, so that might explain in greater detail.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
what
sure
that's
it
supposed to
is.
mean.
I'm sure it is related to and this is very interesting. I mean, I love by the way, the website of this cards, if you're interested in buying them, it's www.k-s-cards.com. So
or you can go to US Games.
And that's it.
Who is the publisher. US Games is the publisher. They're the ones that sent me the deck for review, and they're absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So I really highly recommend this deck, but it's not quite making it to 5 for me, even though I really want it to.
Well, but I think that it's because probably that it's for people that are not really engaged or very deeply into the grimoires.
They won't know what it is.
They don't know what it is, and
they
don't
know where it comes from.
Yeah.
For more than likely, they don't even know what Gotik means.
Yeah. Now, tell me one thing. If you knew the symbolism of each of the pentacles, and if you knew the angelical script on the bottom and sometimes on the top, because sometimes they're reversed, would you give it 5 cauldrons?
I'd probably give it 4.5.
Okay.
Because
what is the half? This is what I'm trying to get out of you.
A half, I don't know, a lid, 4 and a lid. Because you can't really cut a cauldron in half, so you get 4 and a lid. Because even if I did know it, and I was very well versed in it, it doesn't excuse the fact that it's not included in the little white book.
Okay, that's
what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
like you said, if there's no one that, if you don't really know what the symbols mean, and even if I did know the angelic writing, to me that kind of takes part of the mysticism away. So in a way, I'm glad I don't know what the angelic writing actually says. I would like to know what the seals mean, though, because the seals have a lot of power to them in itself, and they've been used to invoke so many times, and it would just be interesting to know at least the origin of the seals. If it is from the Key of Solomon, I would love for that to be mentioned somewhere in the little white book it comes with.
Yeah, very good, very good. Okay, so that's amazing. So everybody, King Solomon cards, oracle cards. Again, www.k-s-cards.com or Indigo. What is it?
US Games.
US Game Systems.
Yes.
If you go to the usgamesystems.com, I guess, you can have it. And it's very interesting. It's very different, I think.
Yes, it's very very surreal. I believe it's usgames.com.
Yes, usgames.com. So that's it. Thank you so much for this wonderful review, and we will have you on the chat room, right?
Yes, I'll be here the whole time.
Okay, and we will have more things on next week. Do you know what it is? Do you have any clue? Can you drop clues, or do you want it to just say, well, I will talk to you later?
Well, it's a new book.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and say it. It combines fairy tales into a ritual.
Ooh, I know what you mean.
Yes.
Okay,
so
that's very very interesting, and I'm very excited about that one. Okay, so thank you so much, Indigo, for doing again a wonderful job, and to share with us this wonderful choice and give us the opportunity to actually look at something very special. I think, you know, sometimes it's not so special, but I think that this is one that it's really special.
It's unique.
Yes.
It's completely unique.
Yeah. So thank you so much, and I will talk to you next week.
Sounds fantastic.
Thanks,
Kerrigan.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, Indigo Estrella with King Solomon Oracle cards. Very special thing. Very interesting. Very different. Oracle deck. And for some reason, today I'm kind of having a difficult time on pronouncing words. Now, let's go. I'm very excited about this. Let's go to the Master Nestor with Pentaculum and see what he has to say today about this amazing Pentaculum that he's have to show us today and tell us how to use it. Here we go. Hello, Master Nestor. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
Oh, very well, thank you. Now, we have, I think that we have here we have this little picture, but now we're all set. So, how are you?
Yeah, still fine.
Okay. So, tell me, today is a special day for Mars? No?
Well...
No, not today for Mars, but this is a pentacle of Mars, right? It's the second pentacle of Mars that we are looking at.
Just to answer the stuff that was before there with the deck.
Oh, yes, please.
It is all from the Key of Solomon, from what I could see.
Okay.
And the scripture is also like you said, the angelic language that they use in there.
Okay.
So pretty much all explanations with the pentacles and that stuff you get from the Key of Solomon.
Oh, that's good. So does it say anything to you what you saw? I mean, is it coherent in the way that, you know, a ceremonial magician will recognize and say, oh, okay?
Well, I guess that would depend on what sort of ceremonial magician you are, but if you took that last one with the sort of like tables or trays, and if you watch the female in the picture, not sure if the other one was a female,
yes,
as well, but she had like an apple on that tray or table.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you noticed, but there were apples all around.
All around, yes, yeah.
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 So I mean, if you can sell that apple, then you're pretty good at negotiating, right?
Yes. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, very good.
So I mean, there are several things you can see in there, but I mean, it's with all of that, people will probably have different interpretations of it.
Yeah. No, I'm sure. But I just wanted to know if the symbols were coherent and.
Yeah, actually, I mean, they should have more or less put the whole pentacle part into the book as well, I think.
I think so.
Because I mean, it's not copyrighted anymore, at least not Matter's version.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. No, I told you that I asked you if this was a day for Mars. Not that it's the day of Mars, but because we had in our table here, our virtual table, right here, we have the second pentacle of Mars. So what is going on today? What do you bring to us today?
Well, what I'm doing is, as most people that I know at least know, I recently just got a puppy,
Yes.
that I called Solomon.
Yes.
And I felt that I wanted to give him, the best start possible that I could give him. And so I decided to use some of the pentacles, and the original thought was that I was gonna, do all the pentacles in metal, and that, so it would be totally like I wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he can't really wear a collar big enough until he's grown that I can actually put those metal pentacles on.
Yes.
So what I've done so far is that I've done it on virgin paper.
Yes.
And put them then inside a ID tag box thing that you can just attach to the collar.
Mm-hmm.
And he can wear these
Everywhere.
all the time.
Yeah.
So, of course, this is all good things
Yeah.
that I'm going to show today. And the first one that I used was the second pentacle of Mars.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. And this is against all diseases, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you're actually supposed to do is that when something happens, you're supposed to take up these pentacle and sort of hold it against the part. I mean, if you have stomach problems, for example, you should place it on the stomach and let it work that way.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that is kind of hard to do, so I've decided to do the best possible of it.
Yes.
And I have not tested this one before, so it's going to be interesting to see if it will work the way I'm hoping it will.
And do you think that this is something that we're talking about pets and we're talking about your dog and people sometimes they can do this with cats, I think, right?
Yeah. It doesn't really matter with
what kind of and the thing is that I'm wondering if without anything you could actually put this in an afflicted area without doing any ritual or anything. Do you think that it would work?
To some degree. I'm sure it works, even if it's only your intent that is working, because that plays a role as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, the better you perform all the things that you need to do, like we talked about on the last time, about consecrating them in the circle and so on, using the right material and all of that. I mean, that just adds power to it.
Of course, yes. Yeah.
So this will not be super powerful, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I'm convinced it will at least help
to do something against diseases. Well, I think that if he wears it, I mean, the animal wears it, right? It would be.
Yeah, and he also chewed on the paper, so. I guess that is also a sort of like, okay, I like this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's good. Can we move to another one? Yes?
Yep.
Okay, so this one is different. This one here that we're looking at, it's the sixth pentacle of Mars.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so tell me about this one.
Yeah, this one is basically for fighting. In different ways. I mean, for a dog, it would be, fighting with another dog. So what it should do is to protect him so he shouldn't get too badly injured or wounded by another dog. If it were to be used by a human, it says that it should turn their weapons against them.
This is amazing, because let me just read to people what it says here, which is basically what he just said, but it's very interesting because it's kind of this archaic kind of language. Thou shalt neither be injured nor wounded when thou fightest with him, and his own weapon shall turn against him. Yeah. It's very interesting because it's a him. It's always a him. Yeah. There's no she. No. But do you think that this is me being silly? Do you think that because of this, if he fights with the female dog, it wouldn't work?
Well,
No, I think him is
yeah.
just No, I'm just being
Exactly.
silly. I'm being silly. So how do you put this in the same way? So how do you do the pentacles? Can you just do you draw them, or how do you consecrate them?
I mean
In the easiest
what
way, right?
Yeah, what I have done in this way, in this example, is use the circle, which you draw the pentacles within the circle, so that it becomes consecrated in the right way, like talked about on the last show.
Yeah.
And then I've used, well, it's sort of like a special paper. You don't really have to do that. The big thing is that it should be new and not used before. And that is one of the biggest reasons for that is that it shouldn't be loaded with any other sort of negative energy.
Or energy, for that matter.
Yeah.
So,
well, exactly.
Yeah. So, a virgin means not
never
desecrated.
used.
Yes, by any other means. So, no napkins with phone numbers on the back, or any pieces of paper with stuff in it.
No, because then you already have
stuff
intent on
absolutely.
it. So
absolutely. That's very
be
interesting.
rather messy.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you do this for the people that were not here on the other show. What is the quickest way, to do a circle, or to do it the simple way? I mean, can they do it any other way without the circle? Can they just use a candle or any other means and consecrate this, or a little bit of incense maybe? That they can use to pass it, and they can use parchment, right? The parchment paper, which is something that you can use, and you can buy this in any occult store. I mean, you just
pretty much,
or online for that matter. So, what is the easiest way to consecrate this?
The easiest would actually be to just sort of focus your intent, which you do while you're drawing it, to be honest, and then also. Because if you look at the outer ring on these, pretty much all of them, that is actually a part of a Bible quote. And it's usually a part of a psalm, for example. So what I would do in that case is to actually read that psalm. And
understand what is being said and what is being written.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you look at the one we have, which one were we at now? Was it the...
This is the 6th pentacle of Mars, still.
Yeah. Yep. And I lost the video feed because my graphic card sort of busted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
it's still the 6th. Yeah.
So if you look at it at the outer part of that, what it's actually saying there is that their sword shall not enter into their own heart, and their bow shall be broken.
And then we have kind of a bow here, right?
Yeah.
Next to it, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's directly from a certain psalm in the Bible. So you can read that and understand it, and then it's consecrated, well, in a fast, easy way. But of course, I mean, the more energy you put into anything, basically,
in the making of it,
yeah, exactly. But they do have effects, like I'll take that when we come to that one.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, and do we know what this is inside of it? I mean, these very strange symbols that are in the middle of it.
Yeah, that's actually the secret alphabet, or the angelic language. And what was it? Yeah, there are different words in Hebrew that they symbolize in this case, and nice. I will not try to pronounce them.
Well, no, it's fine. I mean, we just want to know what it is so that we can understand, if someone will make them at least they will know what is going on. So
all of this is told in the Key of Solomon, which you basically need to be able to do these correctly.
Yes, yeah. So I will buy the Key of Solomon first of all.
Yeah.
And then and then I will have the whole explanation how you do this and how it works and all of that. But still, I mean, it's a very nice way. So the simplest way to consecrate this will be, can we pass this through an incense and fire maybe? I don't know. What do you recommend?
Fire is commonly used to set magic free.
Mm-hmm.
In most, but I wouldn't recommend to burn these. But I mean, if you use fire, you will sort of set free the intent for it to work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, some kind of candle or anything is always good when you try to consecrate things or do any kind of magic, basically.
Yeah.
Because it's a way for, as a friend called Darren would put it, it's a way to sort of take something from the material plane and put it out to the
ethereal plane. Yeah,
exactly.
Very good. So we do this one. This one is very good for pets also because it's about fighting, especially for dogs. Normally cats don't really fight too much because they're in the house and blah blah. But dogs are exposed to other fellows of the same species outside, and they can actually engage in some kind of fight. So we're going to move to another one. This one here, which is one actually that appears in the cards in there. It's the second pentacle of Venus, and it's very interesting. And I'm very, very curious why you chose this one, because it's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, one of the key things with it is that it's pretty much good for anything that relates to Venus.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, he's a male as well, and I'm sort of hoping that I will be able to take a puppy from him later on.
Oh.
So this would be a good thing, to make sure that people will want him that way.
Yes, yeah.
Because it's actually, the owners that decide if they will allow him.
That's true.
Yeah.
So this says here that obtaining grace and honor, and for all things which belongs unto Venus, and for accomplishing all thy desires herein. So it's just very interesting. It's very interesting that he chose this one for Solomon to wear. This is all. I mean, how did you put them together, facing each other? What is it? How do you put them together?
I used a single paper for each one of them.
Yes.
So then after they're done, I just fold them and fold them and fold them, basically, which is probably not the right thing to do, to be honest, but it's kind of hard to get these to fit in one of those small ID tubes.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You don't
it's
do
true.
that.
It's true. It's true. It's true. So let's move to and this is not the last one. This is another one which is very interesting, and this is the first pentacle of Saturn.
Yeah.
And
that was also in the deck.
The deck, I saw that. Yes. Yes. And this is for what? This one.
Well, I mean, I had protection from fighting,
Mm-hmm.
like I said before, and this is pretty much sort of like the same thing, but this is for spirits instead of other animals or people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what this one does is that if you show it to a demon, for example,
Mm-hmm.
They go away.
They just go away.
Yeah.
That's very
and this was what I was referring to earlier, because this one I've used plenty of times in haunted houses and things like that. It's extremely effective to draw this
Spirits
either
away.
directly on the floor or like on a stone or something like that.
Mm.
Most ghost activity of the bad kind, at least,
will go away
disappear.
with this. Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Without anything, you just draw it in. That's amazing.
Exactly. I mean, when
Here
I
we
did
go.
this, when I did ghost hunting stuff, I wasn't that much into the whole, you know,
Ceremonial.
traditional
Yes.
way of doing things. So I just found this basically and thought, oh, this I could use.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tried it, and
That's very
I mean,
good.
it works.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's what's so fascinating with it.
Yeah, I know. This pentacle says this pentacle is great value and utility for striking terror into spirits. So spirits of any kind.
Yep.
And you can just use it.
And they're of course especially effective against any Saturn spirits.
Of course, yeah. It's the first pentacle of Saturn. So let's move to, I believe, the last one, and it's
Yes.
this one. And this is the second pentacle of Jupiter, and this is for.
It's for attaining or acquiring, as they say in the text, things like glory, honor, richness. It's basically for anything good, you could say.
Yeah.
But the thing with these that are more general in its way of working, what I've noticed from before and also with this one, I used this one for the mojo bag I talked about on a show earlier.
Yes.
This was the exact pentacle I used.
Oh, wow.
It's a very general pentacle. So the effect, since it's so general, seems to be a bit lower.
I don't know
because
why am I doing this. Yeah. Go ahead.
So it's simply, working on all kinds of planes.
Yes.
But it's a very good, and I mean, with the combination of other things I did within that mojo bag, it worked perfectly.
This is amazing. So it says acquiring glory, honors, dignity, riches, and all kinds of good, together with great tranquility of mind. Also to discover treasures and chase away spirits who preside over them. So it's very, very good. Why is
David,
this important for a pet?
book,
Go ahead. Sorry.
like David released a book earlier for called Treasure Spirits. And this is actually one of the pentacles that you could use for getting the spirit that guards these treasures to get away.
This is very good. Very good.
So you can access the treasures. And the reason I used this on
Solomon, on the pet.
Solomon,
Yep.
was more because of the whole glory and honor.
Yes.
I mean, I want him to be a very good dog.
Yes.
And I
And
believe
tranquil dog, because it says tranquility. So it's a tranquil a dog, and it's very, very good. So you put this all into this little box. You put on the color of the dog, and that's it. You have to consecrate them beforehand, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Master Nestor, for being here with us and to bring all these little pearls of wisdom. We're going to travel now with the Shekinah, so we're going to go and talk about something else. But still, it's still into the Jewish mysticism and all of that. So it's very interesting. And you'll stay with us in the chat room, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, and then in a month or so, we will come back with more pentaculums to talk about. Thank you so much for being here and for being wonderful and give us this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So here we go.